Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered! Today, it's going to be a match between Rock and Terror here on Outsider, a fun map for fun games. Top side of the map, we have the yellow Protoss player. It is Rock. He is the first programmer to beat Jaedong in a best-of-5 match, defeating him 3-1 in the 2007 OGN Star Challenge tournament. He still leads Jaedong in their head-to-head record with a 3-2-2 advantage. So holy smokes, you guys. He is good at PvZ. And on the left side, it is Terror, an adequate challenger here to Rock. You've seen him on the channel. You know what he can do. Woo! Alrighty then, here we go here on Outsider. It's a weird map, you guys. If you've seen games on this map, you know what I'm talking about. And yeah, a PvZ here for your Monday. Hit that like button if you're excited to see what Rock can do. He's a new player to this channel. Hit the like button if you're rooting for Terror. And hit that like button if you're excited for Brood War. Because, hey, I love Brood War and I know you do too. Hang on a second. Okay, no, there is sound. I just didn't hear this gateway spin up. That is very interesting. Alright, man, so PvZ, right? Get splash damage out as soon as possible if you're a Protoss player. And, yep, an overpool here from Terror, no big deal. Just a middle-of-the-road opening strategy, especially if you haven't scouted. And probe scouting here, the wrong direction is Rock. Rock's ID is a reference to the wrestler and actor Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Some of Rock's ceremonies resemble his role model style. I need to look this up now. I need to see him do, like, the eyebrow and, like, the, I don't know, people's elbow or something. What is he doing? I don't know if I've talked about this much on the channel, but, man, I really want The Rock to run for president. I just feel like he would do such a great job just uniting America for many reasons I'm not going to get into right now. But I feel like everybody in America would have a reason to vote for The Rock. It's just, and the baseline here, I'm not going to get into this too much, but he's charismatic, he's handsome, he remembers people's names, people like him. That's it. If people like you, you get elected president. It's not a guarantee, but if nobody likes you, you don't get elected. The unlikable people lose elections. It's just how it is if you look back over the years. Okay, enough American politics. I get a lot of people from other countries who don't give a crap. So, moving on. We got, what is this? What are you doing, Rock? Are you going to cannon rush this thing? It's an overpool. There's Lings out. That's why there's a Zealot, though. 2 Zealots, actually. What a crazy opening. Okay, that probe gets sniped. Massive victory for Terror. But guess what? There's 3 more. There's 3 more probes here and another Zealot coming down. The Lings are like, well, I guess we're not going to engage here. Let's see what we can do on the other side. It's a 2-gate opening. What are the probes? Are the probes just here to fight? The probes are just here to fight. I thought for a minute that the probes were here to throw up a cannon or something, but no. Definitely not. So now we have the Zealots fighting against the Zerglings, which is not what you want to do if you're a Zergling in these numbers. The natural base taking some serious hits. And yeah, these 2 Zealots can handle these Lings. Nice snipe on the probe, though. Again, probes are just providing additional DPS against these Zerglings. What an aggressive opening from Rock. I like this a lot. If you're going to beat somebody like Jaedong and your name is Rock, you're probably going to have to keep the games pretty short for that situation. Terror pulls his own drones off the line. Additional Lings are popping out right now. He only has 9 drones, but he needs to stay on that low drone count in order to stay alive right now. He's trying to throw up a Sunken, which doesn't take too long, but with Zealots hammering at it, that creep colony is not super healthy at all. Zerglings, drones, the micro for both players here is kind of nuts, as they're both around 300 APM. The Zealots are continuing to grow in size right now. Looking at the health bars, though, a couple of the Zealots are pretty low. They want to take down the Sunken, and they do take down the Sunken, but lose a couple Zealots in the meantime. And only 1 is remaining against 5 Zerglings. That's not going to work out for him. The micro is pretty good from Rock, but it looks like maybe it's time to calm down. No, another Zealot, and another Zealot coming down. We have seen Bisu beat Zerg players with this strategy on this channel. Just go 2-gate. Zealot keeps sending them down. The Zerg player can't afford to make drones because they're constantly making Lings. It is so hard to deal with, but Terror is no average Zerg player, man. He's got another Sunken up to replace the one that died, and now I don't know if the Zealots can do much. If you're coming in here and immediately taking a couple shots from a Sunken before you do anything as a Zealot, that's a bad place to be. It's a horrible, horrible place to be. Yeah, look at that. He's like, Maybe it's a contain. Maybe he's like, look at this. Look at how many zealots. Still no gas. Still no gas from Rock. It looks like he may be saving up to expand, though, which the Overlord is going to see. Now, the Overlord, when you see the expansion, you're pretty much, no, okay. At this point, the aggression needs to be slowed down a little bit just to pay for this, right? So there goes the Nexus. Terror has to feel a little bit more confident about this thing. Although, man, if all these zealots come in, that's why there's another Sunken coming up. Well, a creep colony that will be a Sunken is coming up. What an aggressive opening. Terror games are good, you guys. People like trying to kill Terror fast. It's because he's scary, man. He brings terror into the hearts of his enemies. See, look, we're done making zealots. We're getting gas. We're getting an expansion. I really feel like there's a tiny window here. This is like a 1-to-1 Zergling Zealot ratio. That is so bad for the Zerglings. 2 Sunkens matter a lot. Oh, is this a... Comments, what do you think? Is this a go and win scenario? Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. There are 12 Zerglings. And there are 8 Zealots. That number, it doesn't work unless the Sunkens are amazing, which the Sunkens are pretty incredible. Again, especially if the Zealots don't have upgrades. God, he's going for a lair. Who goes for a lair under this kind of pressure? The bad news for him is it's 22 to 18 workers. He has been droning up pretty effectively, which is good. He stopped making lings a minute ago. He's droning now. He feels pretty safe with his 2 Sunkens and his handful of Zerglings. I still say the Zealots might be able to snipe this hatch, especially considering it is already severely injured. I mean, not severely, but it's got a big chunk of about 400 health taken off it. I don't rightly know. Getting a cannon up back home. Getting 2 cannons in his mineral line, which is really early. If he's worried about Mutalisks, he does not have the timing down for Terror here. The Spire is just now starting. That could be some additional probes. That could be an upgrade or 2. These cannons are utterly worthless for the next couple minutes. Spires take forever to build. Mutas take a while to build. And then there's the flight time involved. Remember how Terran players get up their missile turrets as soon as they need them? That is not what Rock is doing here. Rock is throwing up his cannons now, just out of a sense of like, well, eventually Mutas will show up, and you're not wrong. He's also getting a Stargate for that Corsair production. But this might be one of the rare times... No, the Corsairs will be out first. I was going to say, one of the rare times Mutas are out before Corsairs are in this matchup, but no. Not today. Lings are just trying to make sure the Zealots aren't hanging around. There's no, like, weird proxy cannon thing set up out here, and there's not. So don't y'all worry about that one at all. But yeah, it's a weird map because they have all these expansions that are minerals only or gas only. The whole outside of the map that we can't see right now because the Fog of War is basically just expansions in weird formats. Third base is coming up for Terror now that the Zealots are gone. If the Zealots had legs again, they'd just be better in a direct engagement. They could chase down the Lings a little bit better, but they don't. And here comes the Corsair. There you go. First Corsair out before the Spire is done. Because Spires take forever to build. Because Mutalisks are good, man. Mutas are good. You got to have some kind of balance to make them so they're not showing up at the, 6-minute mark of every game. 6 Mutas are on the way. The Corsair count has continued to increase 2 at a time, though. And if that's all, I mean, that's a dead Overlord. The Mutas are going to pop here at some point. But for now, the Corsair just scouting. Sees the Spire. Sees the Hydralisk Den coming in. And at some point, you want a Citadel and you want to go for a Templar Archives, friend. A lot of cannons are up here, but again, against Ling Hydra, a lot of cannons really mean less than you want them to, especially if there are upgrades. However, for now it's Mutalisks, and in that case, the cannons are going to do all right for themselves. Not incredible, but all right for themselves. Overlord goes down, and Terror is supply blocked. Scourge, take down one of the Corsairs, which is awesome. The Mutas are trying to get rid of the Zealots here with the Ling support. Look at these Mutas just directly engaging with the Corsairs after that one died. It's actually not a bad engagement for the Mutalisks at all. So the Zealots have to go home because the Corsairs can't engage out here in the middle of the map. Third base is getting a macro hatch added. I would not be surprised if I saw a couple creeps out there too for them Sunkens. And it's going to be a Robotics Bay. Unless he canceled it. There it is. Okay, Robotics Bay here. So he's going to go for Reavers. Which seems an interesting choice, because Reavers can't hit air. I guess maybe he assumes that Terror's not going for a lot of Mutalisks. Why have we seen so many Mutas in ZVP recently? It's very, very strange. I don't have answers for you. Muta control here, taking cannon shots and killing individual Zealots. I don't know if that's a great trade. But third base is running happily for Terror now. He's still down about 10 supply, but 10 minutes into the game, and it's been this crazy. That's fairly to be expected right now. He's trying to keep the pressure on Rock so that he can macro it back home, which he's doing. Yes, he has scouted the robotics bay, so he expects Mutalisks, and he expects shuttles, and he expects some crazy Reaver action. Crazy Reaver action coming his way. Did I say expects? I think I said expects Reavers. What is that? Oh, sorry. That was my Google Calendar going off telling me I need to stream. Fair enough. We'll get there, Google Calendar. I thought I had all those tabs closed. Rawr. Look at this over here. So, oh, he snuck through. He got himself in between, like right up against the minerals, built a pylon behind him, and then got pushed through to where he can get this base up. But the problem is mutas exist. So you're protected by minerals from ground forces on both sides, but you're not protected against mutas, which is why these cannons are coming up. If your opponent didn't have any Mutalisks, then yeah, you wouldn't have to build any cannons over there, really. Unless you recognize that the Zerg player had researched drop, which is not something that happens a lot. At least not at this part of the game. Speed is coming in for Overlords, though. The better to run away from Corsairs, the better to provide detection in case there are DTs. The better to go scouting for other bases. Corsair group, huge. They sneak down here. But that's why there's a massive Hydralisk group protecting the Overlords, and they're all in one spot for the most part. Really nicely done by Terror. The Corsairs were looking for Overlords. There's one they missed. Coming up that left side. This bottom corner has one we can't see because it's behind the minimap. Do the Corsairs find it? They're heading right down that way right now, keeping the Zerg player supply blocked. Oh my gosh, they stopped. They were looking for a base. They're not coming far enough to find the Overlord. That hurts. That hurts them a lot. Killing that Overlord would have been a nice boon for them. Would have supply blocked Terror and really bothered him. And if you're going to beat Terror, you need him bothered, you know? Hydra's coming up, but there's Reavers here now, so, I mean, be careful, I guess? Is he going? Now he's going transport. Okay, Terror does like his drop lords, and he's good with them, too. We've seen him take down Protoss players from situations he really had no business winning, mostly thanks to drops. That's what we see a lot of, honestly. The better Zerg players who win late-game ZVPs use drops. The ones that don't are running around on the ground the whole time, like they haven't discovered the power of flight, and it's very frustrating. They're constantly getting killed by Reavers and Storm and Archons and things like that. But if you're flying around and you're dropping in places where the Protoss army is not, you can easily kill bases and get out of there in time before they arrive. And it just turns into such a different dynamic. I love this base from Rock 2, though. I mean, 4th base is coming in from our Zerg player, but I mean, if there are 4 bases warping in now from Rock, it does not look ideal for the Zerg player right now. But again, it's Terror. We believe in him. He's an extremely good Zerg player. Currently very, very good. Corsairs cruising around. Taking Spore Crawler hits. Alright, so Overlord, something sees this. Ah, a burrowed Zergling allows Terror to see this base exists. Corsairs just trying to find Overlords at this point. Try not to run into Scourge. One Corsair goes down for about 4 or 5 Scourge. Not a great trade, but better than nothing, I suppose. He's trying to Reaver drop, but the Hydras are making it extremely hard to do so. Terror's map awareness right now is nuts. Then he abandons it a little bit. Oh, no, let's leave a little bit of a welcoming group for Hydralisks there to make sure that doesn't happen. Excellent. Storm is now on the way. Lurker Aspect coming in here too. It's turning into a pretty solid ZVP. And here comes the drops. Especially on this map, you need drops. I'm just going to point that out real fast. Especially on this map, you need drops. Although if the Corsair group is big enough and the Protoss player knows what they're doing, it can be hard to get it off here. I'm impressed at how well Rock is playing this. But again, he's taken down Jaedong in a best-of-5 series in 2007. So, I mean, he was that young. He was doing that kind of stuff. That is dead impressive. Extra cannons here just in case the mutas decide to arrive. I mean, it feels like a lot of cannons, especially compared to this base that only has 1 cannon. That's just a pylon. All right, man, a lot of cannons here. I guess he's worried about attacks coming from this side because the Zerg player has access to this around this back way based on their expansion patterns. And having taken the other spawning location, they actually have easier access to more minerals and more gas than you do on the sides here. So I like it. Big Zealot Reaver Corsair drop coming on in here. Not even a drop, just a regular attack coming on in here. Getting some decent damage. Hydra's getting smashed in the face a bit. The Reaver, two Reavers, trying to, oh, they take down the Lurker. Nicely done, but the Hydra is jumping forward, which is all you can really do. The shuttle gets sniped. Bunch of Hydras die, but the Reavers are gone too, and the attack is cleaned up. As the Corsairs fly away, having lost 2 Reavers and a shuttle in that engagement, and doing okay. I mean, killed a few Hydralisks, sure. And a few drones, but not really enough to set Terror back all that much. He's at 54 workers right now, 119 to 121 total supply. He is starting to ramp up in overall supply right now. Getting a Queen's Nest, getting additional Lurkers here, which again, not necessarily what you want against Reavers, but if you're going for Lurker drops or something of the sort, then you're going to have a better time with it. So, million cannons at this base. Like, I'm not even sure if landing here without Defilers is a great idea, but we're going to try it anyway. So just landing right in here. Corsairs coming in to try to get into the Overlords, but enough Hydras managed to make it onto the ground that the Corsairs are actually in a lot of trouble here. They're taking some serious hits. The cannons the cannons are alive, man. Except for this, though, they're all dead. All right, so the cannons are all dead. The probes are all dead. A lot of Hydralisks died in that engagement for sure. Overlords getting murdered by the remaining 2 Corsairs that survived after that engagement, as they all took some serious hits too. The supply block is real. Is it? No, get it. Get it. There's no Hydras down there. Oh, he was afraid of Hydras. I'm going to get these ones instead. These ones are also similarly injured, and bam, the supply block. Further. And these guys are already pre-damaged. It's so good. You know, I'll try and attack into this natural base. Doesn't go super well because there's Reavers and there's Storm, and all you have are Hydralisks. Dude, is Rock going to win this game? Rock is in such a stupidly good position right now. No, he really is. I'm not kidding about this. He's doing all right. He's 115 supply. He hasn't really lost an entire base yet. He lost a lot of probes down here at this 4th, but otherwise the Nexus is still there. He can still make additional probes to resaturate it. Still no 5th base up from Terror at this stage, which is not great for him. Oh, he Lurker dropped up here. Dang, that got 12 kills. All right, so these mineral patches are off limits. Remember what I said about attacking into the ground here? Versus a really good Protoss who's got Storm and Reavers and all sorts of stuff, and all you have are Hydras. It's not great. It's not a good look. The Dragoons are here because he knows that Lurker tech is out, and Dragoons are fantastic against Lurkers. I'd love to see Terror get into that Dark Swarm tech. He's got a Hive. I don't think he has a Defiler mound, though, based on my quick scan of his bases and his tech structures that are available. He's going for Adrenal Glands, which is good. And that's why you have the Storm. It's because the Hydras are going to trade decently versus the Dragoons, but not with the Storm. Coming on again, just with the Dragoons, not great. Storm, Zealots, Reavers, yes, things are better. A couple Scourge getting picked off there as well. This push is seriously good from Rock. We might need to find some more Rock games. He's looking pretty dominant right now. Up 125 to 96 total supply. Hydras and Lings are running into their Dez. Lurker's getting picked out of the ground too. I mean, there's just nothing here. There is nothing here. Hydra's coming from the backside. Trying to snipe the Reavers, trying to snipe the Hydralisks, trying to snipe the High Templar, rather. Not going super well for them. The Reaver kind of crawling away by itself there, which is not what you want to be doing. Zealots jumping on top of the Hydralisk. They got +2 attack. The Hydras are +2, which is really nice. And maybe focus down one of the hatcheries instead of... Okay, I guess he got one anyway. He got one anyway. 130 to 89 total supply. 8 High Templar at a time are in production right now. He's like, I have my core army. He's going to go jump up here and take down these Lurkers that have been messing with his high ground in this natural base for some time. And he kills both hatcheries at the 3rd base. And the 4th base is not super defended either. There are just now creep colonies coming up, which is way too late. Holy smokes. Free Reaver, though. That's a minor victory for Terror. Storming the Lurker, waiting for the Lurker to come out, and then just immediately jumping on it with their +2 attack here. I think he's... Yeah, man, he's killing drones. That Lurker pops out, and never mind, it's dead. I was like, I just need to get out of here. Couple Sunkens come up. That's not going to be enough. Zealot reinforcements trying to join Rock's army do get picked off by Hydras. This is something Terror is doing well. is making sure this army doesn't get overwhelmingly large, but losing 2 bases here and killing 0 bases of your Protoss opponent is never going to fly. It is not going to fly at all at this stage. We've got Overlords over here. There's nothing in them, though. Another base has come up from Terror down in the bottom left, which is nice. It's a minerals-only base, but he lost 2 sources of gas income, which is why he has 200 gas in the bank right now and 92 total supply. Hydras, man. Hydra Lurker at this stage, but the answer here for the Protoss is it's here. He's got Dragoons. He's got Reavers. He wanted to make sure this didn't get replanted. There's a very, very sneaky drone. Very patient drone down here, just waiting for them to leave. Oh, these Dragoons are sneaky too, maybe. I don't know. Maybe they're not sneaky. Another drop coming on in. Again, there's only 1 cannon at this 3rd base for Rock. And as a result, the Hydras that are unloading with the 2-2 are just not going to care about your cannon, and a lot of probes are going to die. All right, man. Terror doing some stuff right now. Going to take down this 3rd Nexus extremely quickly. Lings with Adrenal Glands, Hydras with 2-2, causing some major problems there. Okay, so Rock kind of gets himself back into this game. He's got another base up to the top here. So he is on 4 base, although, again, only 2 extractors. And one of them is almost expired. It's going to expire quickly here. The problem is, if you lose the 3rd base, it's easy to lose the 4th base as well. Is Terror going to grab a game from the jaws of defeat? He's still down about 50 supply, but he has supply blocked Rock. +3's on the way from Rock right now. Defiler Mound is on the way. If Terror loses this game, it's going to be completely due to the lack of Defilers. If he wins this game, it's going to be sheerly because he's disgustingly good at this game. Big time engagement coming in right now. Hydra's attacking. Lurker's not doing a lot against this Archon Dragoon army. Lurkers are not intended for this exactly. The Sunken's doing some decent damage here, but Archon's getting splash damage. Storm finishing off both of those Lurkers, jumping in the natural base. If he loses all his tech here, plus it's easy access to his other bases. Terror getting whittled down right now. He has taken down 2 of his opponent's bases, but Rock is rebuilding at the site of where the 4th base of Terror was just a minute ago here. It really seems like Rock has a handle on this game. It's a little bit tenuous for him. Losing those sources of income was bad, but his production tab looks healthier than Terror's right now. Look at, he's got 6 observers here, just in case there are some Lurkers, because, you know, it's hard to snipe 6 observers if you're the Zerg player, you know what I mean? So he's got an army up here in the main. It's not exactly a world-beating army, though. I mean, these guys are... they're doing all right, right? They're killing tech structures. Lings are running in, getting obliterated by Archons. A bunch of Hydras back here. Pure Hydra versus this Dragoon Archon army is beautiful. It's really good, especially in equal numbers, which it kind of is right now. High ground belongs to the Dragoons. The Archons are feeling a little bit useless with the Hydras picking at him from distance right now. There's a Storm on the ramp. That is exactly what he needed to kind of get on top of this right now. But all the Hydras get massacred. The Archon is gone. But Morian, it's just kind of barely popping out here. What a hold. He managed to save his Hydralisk Den and his Queen's Nest. I think he lost his Defiler Mound in the process, though. Yes, I want to say he did, which is a nice priority target for Rock. It's still 94 to 63 total supply. Reinforcements are coming in, man. It is Zealots to handle your Hydraling. And that's all it is Zealots, man. You don't have any Lurkers? Great. We almost have +3 attack. Great Storm. Beautiful Storms. So many Lings dying there. 102 to 56 total supply. It looks like it's going to be the end of the road for Terror. I just don't see how he comes back from this. This is the death of all of his tech structures. And that's your good game. Rock ends up taking the win in 24 minutes and 1 second. Are you kidding me? Oh, that was incredible. That was an incredible game. Dude, this is why I love casting StarCraft. I did not click this expecting, well, this player named Rock is going to beat Terror. But again, knowing that the Defiler Mound is here. I'm so blind. Okay, he had the Defiler Mound. No time to make Defilers, though. But again, knowing that he beat Jaedong straight up in a best-of-5 series helps immensely in giving us some faith that this guy would win. So more Rock, I guess. He's put himself on the list. I mean, yes, Terror did not get into Defiler tech until way too late and never made any Defilers to speak of in 24 minutes, which is bad. He tried to go Hydraling, basically Hydraling Lurker, but there was just a lot of Storm, there was a lot of Dragoons, a lot of Zealots, a lot of Reavers. I mean, Rock had the right idea just the whole time. He expanded well to the right side. Yes, he lost both of those, but he's able to kill 2 of Terror's bases in the meantime and get up in his grill and his main, and Terror just tapped out. Good control, man. I mean, there were a couple sloppy moments, but that's Brood War for you. Everybody has a couple sloppy moments in every game they ever play. 176,000 points for Rock to 150,000 for Terror. Insane. Insane cost effectiveness right there. Both players killing a bunch of buildings, which is kind of fun. I forgot to mention the Corsairs from Rock that really kept Terror supply blocked for a lot of the match. And resources about even. A Protoss player is going to be more cost efficient. So if you're mining approximately the same amount of resources and spending about the same, you're going to lose to a Protoss player as the Zerg. It's just how it is. So tons of fun, man. I don't even... Wow, that was so good. I really hope you enjoyed that one. Hit that like button if you did, please, because it was really fun to cast, and it helps the algorithm know who I am. All right, so that's going to be it for me today for your Monday. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.